Hi everyone, my name is Claire.
And I'm John.
And today we're talking about an article called Female CEOs. A pretty clear title and very impressive. I don't have to hide it from you. This is a rather positive article, in my opinion. It's about some newly appointed female CEOs in very big companies right here in Korea. Is Korea's corporate culture very different from those of other countries? Or maybe if you could compare to American corporate culture.
Okay, to America, I could say there's some differences out there, right? To other countries, I feel like it's just case by case, right? But to America, yeah, I would say there's some differences. I do know that in America, who you know is very important. But it seems like in Korea, it's even more important. And there does seem to be a focus, until recently, it's not anymore as much, but until recently, there was a focus on family that needs to have a line in the business, like from father to son to son to son to son, rather than maybe the most qualified person for the job. Whereas I believe corporate culture in America is really about results. And if you are the son who can get results, great. And I do say son because even now, it is typically the son. However, yeah, I think it's more results-based, like it's money-based in the US for a lot of it. How much money can you make someone rather than the relationship-based. So yeah, there's a little difference, but I wouldn't call it like very different.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm basing it off I've never been that much in a corporation, apart from at school, which is a very different thing. But from what my students say, there are some differences about the way one treats the hierarchical structures. The way you can talk to your boss feels a bit different to the way I was used to talking to my bosses back in the UK. The negotiation process. So those are slight differences, perhaps. I mean, it's not major.
It's not major. Just some here and
little
there.
Bits here and there.
Does your company, Pagoda, have many females in management positions?
I've always been very proud of the fact that Pagoda's CEO is a woman.
And the previous CEO was a woman.
And the previous CEO too, yes. And I think, again, I don't know that many people in high levels of management, but certainly the ones that I have met. My direct boss at Jongno branch is a woman. I think there's two people in HR that I know. One is a woman. I know there's loads of people that work for this company that I've never actually met. So I don't know if they're all women or men or what. But I've met a few women with power.
The managers around me, like the ones that are in management that I have met, have literally all been women. Now, the marketing manager used to or is still a man. And then I think there's HR is also a guy. But yeah, it's like most of everyone I've met has been a woman.
So you'd say there's perhaps more women than men in general?
In the experience and the managers I've met two guys versus, let me see, that'd be 4, 5, like maybe 7 women in management positions. So, yeah. I don't know if it's majority when you look at the whole company, but when you look at the ones I've met, yeah.
Oh, wow. That makes me happy.
Yes.
I don't know if that says anything about schools or hagwons generally in Korea, but anyway, there's one example. So now let's take a look at a few very high-profile companies that have recently appointed female CEOs. I'll leave you to read the article, or perhaps just the summary if you're pushed for time, and then we'll come back and discuss it together.
Female CEOs. Although Korea is accused of having a glass ceiling when it comes to promoting female executives, there have been signs of change. Recently, an impressive number of female CEOs have been appointed at Korea's top chaebols, large conglomerates. LG just appointed 2 female CEOs to subsidiary companies, and it has announced plans to add more. However, there is still a long way to go. Only about 5% of top executives are females in this country, and less than 2% of CEOs are women.